welcome back to another video, and today's video is books that I want to reread. Hey everyone, so in today's video I have 6 books that I would like to reread. Now this is just reread in general, and it's not necessarily that I'm going to get to them this year. I would like to, but this year my focus is on reading books that I already own and I haven't read yet, so maybe I will get to some of these, maybe not. It kind of just depends. So let's get into it. The first book is The Black-Tongued Thief by Christopher Buehlman. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that. I love this book, okay? I was in a huge reading slump when I read this, and it got me out of that single-handedly. It was also 5 stars, and it has one of my favorite fantasy covers ever. I just love the black and the yellow and the white and the scene, and it's just perfect. And when people say that books are going to be funny, very rarely do I find them funny. And this is described as kind of like a dark comedy book, and it was totally dark comedy. I was actually laughing as I was reading this. So the main reason that I want to reread this is so I can go back and annotate it, and sadly, I do think this is going to be a standalone book. I don't think he's going to write another one, but I'm like praying and hoping that he does, because it was so good and I want to read more in this world and with these characters. So yes, I'm hoping to reread this and to like fully out annotate it like I have some of my other books, because when I annotate, I annotate. Alright, the next book is A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair. And I am, listen, I am a huge sucker for Hades and Persephone retellings. Like, it's my favorite thing in romance. So I don't have an excuse for this. I just want to reread this. I also have the entire trilogy, but I've only read this book. So I do want to reread this before I finish the trilogy, so that I kind of like remember everything that's going on and make sure that like I know how this one ends before I jump into the second book. And if you don't know, this is about Hades and Persephone, and Persephone does not have control of her powers yet, which I find so interesting, and Hades makes a bet with her about getting her powers under control within a certain amount of time, and if she doesn't, she like has to stay in the underworld, I think. I don't know. But yeah, it's awesome. It's epic. It is a more modern retelling, which I do like seeing the touches of more modern life in here. But yes, it is so good and I so recommend it. Okay. Next one is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Now, Ali Hazelwood writes books, romance books that have like the same trope and the same couple, which is why I probably will only ever read this one. But I do want to reread it so that, again, I can annotate it, because I loved it. I love seeing the representation of women in STEM. I think that's so important and not something that we end up getting in a lot of books. So I'm very happy that that this book does have that representation. If you don't know, this is a Reylo retelling. And I'm a huge Star Wars nerd, so I feel like I don't have to explain myself about that. I'm not going to apologize for enjoying that, okay? Like, the Star Wars franchise could have given us the best love story of all time, and they didn't. So I will take it where I can get it, okay? Anyways, moving on. Sorry, guys. I don't want to, like, if you get me, you get me. If you don't, you don't. Now, these next 2 books I'm very excited for, because I'm planning a vlog where I'm rereading the entire series plus the new series. So let's see. Anybody have any guesses? It's the Percy Jackson series. I own all the books. I'm going to reread them because it's been a while. And then I'm going to reread The Heroes of Olympus because I have yet to finish this. So I'm going to reread this and then jump into this, and it's gonna be a great time. I have the first 3 books, so I'm gonna get the last 2, and then I'm gonna do an entire vlog of me reading all 10 books. That's a lot. That's probably gonna take a while, just so you know, but yeah, I'm very excited. I'm so excited. I love Percy Jackson, okay? Like, I grew up reading this book, and he was the ultimate, like, he was so powerful, and I'm excited to like reread all those scenes of him like battling Ares and like slaying Medusa, and also, the new show is gonna come out within like a year or so, so perfect time to reacquaint myself, I think. That'll be coming later in the year, though. I have some other things, other vlogs that I want to get through first, and like I said, I don't even have the last 2 books in this series, so gotta get those first. Alright, the next book is Red Rising. Yeah. I read this a long time ago. That's my only excuse. I did recently purchase the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. I've yet to get the 5th, but I'm hopefully going to do that soon. And I would like to reread this before I continue with the series because it's been like 6 years, so I don't remember what happened. Yeah, I've also heard that the series gets progressively darker, which makes me scared because this first book was already pretty dark, and now it's only gonna get worse. Yay. So, yeah, I'm gonna reread this, and if you don't know what this is about, it's like Hunger Games and Game of Thrones combined, but set in space. Like, I don't know if that makes sense. The little blurb says, his wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love, Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. Epic. Love that. Totally reminds me of Katniss from the Hunger Games. But when I did read this, I remember not liking it because it was like a typical male energy writing, and if you don't necessarily know what I'm talking about, there's just some lines in there that it's like, yeah, this, of course a guy would write that kind of a thing. But I did enjoy the story overall, so I am actually super excited to get back into this. So yeah, I do have one more book. I gotta find it really quick. Alright, the next book that I want to reread this year is It Ain't Me, Babe by Tilly Cole. This is another dark romance for my dark romance girlies. It's super good. I mean, this is also one of the more popular dark romance series, so a lot of people have probably already heard of it. It's about a motorcycle gang and a girl who escapes a cult, and she falls in love with the motorcycle gang leader. It's pretty epic. It is so good. I have already reread this twice, but I do own the next 2 books, so I want to reread this before I again jump into the 2nd book so that I am just like fully caught up on everything. And this series is, I believe, a interconnected standalone, so you don't necessarily need to read them in order, but I would recommend reading them in order so that you kind of understand what's going on and have a full idea of the world. And yeah, those are I said 6 in the beginning, but there's like more like 7. Those are the 7 books that I want to reread for various reasons. I am super excited to hopefully make some vlogs with them this year, and hopefully to actually reread them. They're not a priority at the moment though, just because I have so many other books that I need to read first. But we will see. I might, when I'm in the mood for a reread, this will be where I look. And thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below about which books you would like to reread this year. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!